Well, I just made myself a cuppa and I thought you might like to go and make one too, and we might have a little chat and do a health update. G'day, if you're new here and you haven't watched our channel before, can I just say welcome. It is so lovely to have you here. I would love to invite you to subscribe. It would be wonderful to have you continue watching, and I hope you find much joy and encouragement with what we upload. Now, my name is Jenny. I'm an Aussie mum of 16 children, but I'm also a 2 times cancer survivor, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do a little bit of a health update. Did you get your cuppa? Now, for those who haven't been watching, this is just a little bit of the backstory of what I have faced. I will pop some links in the description box of where you can go back and watch the story of my thyroid cancer and also that of my kidney cancer. And they will all link together, so you can get to the end of one video and it will link on to the next one, and you can continue to watch that right through. So back in 2017, I was chasing the cause of a chronic cough. And we did a lot of testing, and eventually I went to a specialist and he found a lump in my throat. And he sent me off for another scan, which I did, and I came back and found out that I would be needing surgery straight away to remove my thyroid and get the cancer out. Now, I was very lucky. I had a brilliant surgeon and he got that out and the margins were clear. So I was ever so grateful. It was a very challenging time. After that surgery, I lost quite a bit of my speaking voice. I lost some of my singing voice as well. I have gained back my speaking voice. I never truly gained back all of my singing voice. That was a very scary time. Very, very scary. The type of cancer that it was is one that can come back. So I get tested for 15 years afterwards. So every 6 or 12 months I go back for blood tests and scans. I learnt a lot during that time, and most of the years in between then and last year, I would probably get a little bit crazy the week or so before testing, and then that waiting to hear the results back. And every time the results would come back clear, I'd take a deep breath and sigh and go, thank goodness, I'm very grateful to God that I am still healthy. When we started doing all of those tests, we did find other lumps and lesions that we had to watch. And thankfully so far they have behaved themselves and they haven't changed and they haven't caused any problems. But during one of those routine tests, I don't know, I just had a gut feel that, look, I'm going in for the tests on my neck. I think we should do a full body scan so that we can check everything all in one go. And I don't know why I thought that time round that we should do that, but it's just as well that I did, because those lumps that we were watching had remained unchanged, which was great news. But then I got the call from my doctor to say that they had discovered a tumour in my kidney, in my right kidney, and they were pretty sure they knew what it was. And because of that, they weren't going to do a biopsy, because we don't like sticking needles in things that people think are nasty. And from there we had to make a decision. Were we going to try to remove the tumour and try and save the kidney, or were we just going to remove the kidney completely? So look, I got lots of advice from my doctors, from my naturopath. My sister-in-law, who is an amazing nurse, she had a chat with me as well, and we discussed all these options. And even though it was a big surgery, open surgery, like really difficult, long recovery, we decided that we would go in and try and remove the tumour and save my kidney. So early last year, we packed up from home here. I went to the capital city, booked into the hospital and got prepared to have open surgery. Hard, really hard on our kids, hard on hubby. I was scared. I was doing a lot of praying, but you know, it was just one of those things we had to face and get through, because we couldn't leave it there, because you know, they weren't 100% sure that it was cancer, but it couldn't stay there regardless, because even if it came back and they tested it and it wasn't cancer, it eventually would have caused me problems with my kidney, so it still had to be removed. So, and I'm glad that we made the decision that we did, because they did manage to remove the tumour, confirm that it was cancer, a different type of cancer to the one that I had in my thyroid. And again, my surgeon was just amazing and managed to get it out, and with the tests they said that the margins were clear. Now, you wouldn't think that blessings could come from something like cancer, but it does. I have learnt so much. The things I now know are invaluable. This disease has taught me that I am stronger than what I believed I could ever be. And it's shown me that, you know, my health is important. Looking after myself is important as much as looking after my family. I know how much I am loved and needed by my family and my friends. And even though my faith was incredibly strong beforehand, I have found a strength in really leaning into my faith, and it is my absolute everything in my life. I am now just past 1 year cancer-free. Now, I could have jumped up and down and made a big deal of it at the time, but I didn't. It was an important milestone for sure, but I needed that time. As that 12-month mark rolled over, I needed that time to do some quiet reflection and a lot of praying. I looked back on all that I had learnt through this challenge and what I had been through. I shed some tears, and you know, I've talked with hubby about it, I've talked with the kids about it. I think once you've had cancer, and anyone who has had cancer, I'm sure you will agree, is that it never quite goes away. Even when you know that you are clear of it, even when the time is ticking on, it's not right there at the front of every day, but it's in the back of your mind. So you know when the testing is coming up, you know that you're going to have to go back and face more tests, and that's scary. I know that within my faith, I don't fear the path forward. I do, however, still feel scared at times, and those emotions will come back, and I'm like, I don't want to have to do that again ever, and I would never want to see anyone else have to go through it. And I hope that as each person goes through these trials, that they become closer and closer to finding cures and better treatments for everyone, so that nobody really has to go through this. So how am I doing at the moment? 12 months on, and I've had some blood tests done, and they are all good, which is great. And in a few months' time, I'm due to go back and have some scans done, and then I'll be heading back to my specialist, and we will look over all of that and make sure that we're still on the right path and we're all moving forward. But I feel good, as in, you know, the kidneys, they seem to be working fine, so I feel healthy regards that. We still watch a few of those other lumps. There's been a few weird scan results that, you know, I have to go back and, you know, go back in 6 weeks and make sure that that has resolved itself, or, you know, it hasn't changed. So again, we just kind of we go back and we do these tests, even though I gotta tell you, I am so over medical stuff. I'm over getting blood tests. I'm over having to think about it. So I try and stay as busy as I can and focused on other things. And, you know, I pop it in my diary, and when it comes up, I just go and get it done. And I'm brave and I do what I have to do, but I am totally over doing all of these medical tests for sure. But I'm also grateful that we have all these tests, that we can watch these things, because if we didn't know it was there and we couldn't do anything about it, it could be too late down the track. You know, if you found something by the time you had major symptoms, it just simply could be too late. So I appreciate all of our doctors and nurses and the radiologists and the very patient people who take my blood tests, because I am terrible at getting blood tests done. I have shocking veins, so it's always quite a challenge for them to get those done. And they're always so kind to me and concerned that they're going to hurt me. And I'm like, no, let's just get it done. So I really appreciate them. I could never thank them enough for doing all these tests for me and helping me look after my health. Now, certainly cancer is not who I am. Cancer does not define you, but it does become part of your life. So during all of that time that I took just to reflect on the journey that I have been on, you know, it was I went back and I looked at, you know, where it started, how I felt about that, the prayers that I said, the Bible verses I used to help get me through that. There was the testing and so many scans, so many blood tests, the uncertainty when you are waiting to get the results back of, is this nasty, is this not, what am I facing, where am I headed? Then there's the surgeries. I was going to be away from my family. I had the thyroid surgery here in town in Toowoomba, the kidney surgery I needed to go to Brisbane. So I was going to be separated from hubby and from my kids, and I think that added another layer to how scary that was. But I think as a family, we came together through that, and we realized that no matter what, we've all got each other's back, and we help each other, we support each other, and that's what family is about. I will keep you updated with any more tests that I need to have done or scans. I will probably take you along on my follow-up appointment to my specialist and let you know if anything else needs to be done. But for right now, I feel pretty good. Except for, as I said in one of my last videos, I have a sore knee and a sore foot, and they're on opposite legs. So it's making it rather difficult to walk. I'm much slower getting around, not really quite sure what's going on. So I will be chasing up about my knee. I've got a doctor's appointment booked because it is really important that I can get around and look after my family and do the things that I want to do with not quite so much discomfort. So that will be next on my list. So here we are, over 12 months on. And again, I'm so happy to be able to say 12 months cancer-free. That makes me feel really good. And I want to say thank you again. Thank you to everyone who prayed for me and walked through that journey with me. You gave me so much support and encouragement as I went through that. And you continue to do that. I still get messages to this day from people saying that they're keeping me in their thoughts or in their daily prayers, and that gives me so much joy, and I'm so grateful. We have all become friends. We have shared these trials together and some tears, and we share some laughs too, and all the funny and crazy things that happen in our life. So not only do I have my husband and my kids and all my friends as my family, I also have you as part of a family as well. those who watch us here on YouTube, those who follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We have built such a special community of folks where we support each other, we're kind and respectful to each other, and we're basically just walking through life together. And I would love for you to invite any of your friends to come and join our wonderful community, and we can show others what family is all about, which is about loving each other, loving God, and loving life. Now, I hope you got to finish your cuppa. I'm going to finish mine before I run off to get the kids from school. I really enjoyed chatting today. God bless.